Moving on to other pollutants, we have industrial waste, household detergents and agricultural runoff. Now, if you talk about industrial waste, then industrial discharges can pose a great threat of water pollution because they can add some harmful inorganic, these metals into the freshwater bodies. For example, arsenic, cadmium, nitrates, mercury, cyanides, and this contamination of water bodies with these metals, and if we consume, for example, arsenic, if it is present in water bodies and it is there in the bodies of fish, and if we consume fish, then this can lead to black foot disease. Similarly, cadmium is also a metal which is highly poisonous. This causes ithy disease, which is also known as ouch disease. Then nitrates, if the water is contaminated by nitrates, then this can lead to blue baby syndrome in infants. Then by contamination of water with mercury, if we consume the fish that is actually have this mercury levels in the body, because fishes live in water and they are going to consume the water which is contaminated with mercury, then if we are going to consume that fish, this can lead to Mina-Mater disease, right. So, these are the diseases that are associated with the consumption of these metals which are there in the freshwater bodies because of the industrial waste discharge. Then cyanides are also quite harmful. The presence of cyanides in water can also lead to threat to human health. So, eventually what is going to happen, the presence of these metals in the water bodies is going to harm us, right. Moving on to household detergents. Detergents means washing materials. They are composed of complex phosphates and it is generally STPP, that is sodium tripolyphosphates, and they cause damage to gills, skin and intestine of fish. So, the aquatic life suffers because of the household detergents that are discharged into the water bodies. So, these are composed of what? Phosphates, that is STPP, sodium tripolyphosphate, and they harm fish because they cause damage to gills, skin and intestine of the fish. Then agricultural runoff includes pesticides, herbicides, insecticides and other chemicals. When they are mixed with the water bodies, this can lead to biological magnification. I am introducing a term, that is biological magnification. Now, what is this biological magnification? It means the increase in the concentration of harmful chemicals at each trophic level. For example, if we talk about DDT, DDT is a pesticide and the increase in the amount of DDT at each trophic level, for example, if you are talking about a water ecosystem, I will just draw here. For example, if the concentration of DDT in water that was discharged by agricultural runoff, it was supposedly 0.05 ppm, okay. This is at the producer level. Then in water we have zooplanktons. We have zooplankton. In the zooplankton, the concentration of this DDT is going to increase, because you should know that the larger number of organisms, maximum number of organisms are present at the producer level. So, the concentration of DDT is going to divide into a large number of population, but at each trophic level the population of organism is going to decrease, but the concentration of this DDT, because it is non-biodegradable, it is going to remain the same. Since now we have less number of organisms at the another level, the concentration per individual is going to increase. So, supposedly it becomes now 0.5 ppm. Then this moves on to small fishes. We have small fishes and then we have large fishes. So, then here we have concentration of supposedly 1 ppm, then we have concentration of supposedly 5 ppm. So, this is known as biological magnification, means the concentration of the harmful chemical is going to increase at each trophic level. So, if we are talking about water ecosystem, we have producers, that is phytoplankton, then we have zooplankton. Now, this phytoplankton is consumed by zooplankton. Zooplankton is consumed by small fishes is consumed by large fish. So, what is going to happen at each trophic level, the concentration of this harmful chemical DDT per individual, per organism is going to increase, and this is known as biological magnification, and this biological magnification is one of the main consequences of this water pollution. And when we are going to consume that fish, that DDT is going to enter inside our bodies and it causes great harm to human health. So eventually, who is going to be the sufferer? We are going to be the sufferer. So this was all about the sources of water pollution. Now let's summarize the sources of water pollution by this animation, right, video. So you can see that sewage, we have talked about sewage waste, right. Sewage waste does not pose a direct threat, but indirect threat is there. I told you about eutrophication, since sewage waste contain organic waste, and if nitrates and phosphates are being added to the sewage waste, this can lead to eutrophication. But many sewage treatment plants are there which actually treat this water, primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment, and after this treatment this water is discharged. So this is how the municipal water treatment plants are there, but this actually causes eutrophication. Why eutrophication? As I told you, organic waste contain rich amount of salts. They can also contain nitrates and phosphate which act as nutrients for the algae. So there is algae mat or algae bloom because there is accelerated growth of this algae over this fresh water bodies which lead to formation of this mat on the surface of the river. So this eventually leads to eutrophication, which further leads to the decline of life forms in that water body, the killing of the fishes or other aquatic life. So this was one of the main consequence of adding organic waste to the water bodies, of adding the nitrates and the phosphates to the water bodies. Since these nitrates and phosphates, they act as nutrients for the biotic flora, that is for algae. So next type we also have discussed that industrial discharges, household detergents, agricultural runoff are also one of the major causes of water pollution. We have also talked about marine pollution. So eventually what is going to happen, the waste discharges from the households or from the industries is going to go to the rivers, lakes, right, and from those rivers and lakes this is going to enter the marine water bodies, the oceans, the seas. And in oceans and seas, the marine life is going to be affected, which is actually going to lead to the death of aquatic life, the death of fishes. In fact, the seabirds are also the sufferers among them. The underwater plants are also suffering because of this. So aquatic life greatly, depends on the quality of water. If the quality of water is degraded, then the aquatic life suffers a lot, right? And not only aquatic life, I can also say that coral reefs, I told you an example of Alaska, right? So coral reefs were damaged and 39,000 birds, seabirds, they were lost when there was an oil spill in Alaska, when the water was polluted over there. So I told you that there are sewage treatment plants, but the sewage treatment plants after treatment also, they may contain certain impurities, certain salts that can again lead to eutrophication. So one of the major consequences of water pollution is that it is directly going to affect human health, directly also, and I can say indirectly also. As I told you about these diseases which are caused by the contamination of these arsenic, cadmium, nitrate, mercury, so it is quite harmful that industrial discharges are made into fresh water bodies. Moving on to thermal pollution, we have discussed. I told you there are some thermal power plants, right? Some nuclear power plants which discharge hot water into the water bodies. When this hot water is discharged into the water bodies, the temperature of the water increases, and this increase in the temperature of water bodies affects the aquatic life. It actually accelerates the metabolic activity. It can accelerate the metabolic activity of, and it can even accelerate the chemical reactions that are going, right? So due to this acceleration in the chemical reactions and the metabolic activity, this can lead to deoxygenation, means the lack of oxygen in the water bodies, and eventually the death of this aquatic life, the growth of these bacteria in the water bodies, which can lead to contamination and many diseases as I have discussed, typhoid, dysentery, cholera, right? So these diseases are caused because of the growth of these these harmful microorganisms. So this was all about water pollution. What were the causes of water pollution? What are the effects of water pollution? I hope that water pollution is now clear.